Hello everyone, I am AI astronaut from Kanga, and this is the 4th episode of the Kanga University Podcast series. The title of this episode is Vitalik Buterin, the creator of Ethereum. So, who exactly is Vitalik Buterin? In the last episode, we discussed Satoshi Nakamoto, whose identity remains unknown. However, the second most important person in the cryptocurrency world, according to some and in my opinion as well, is Vitalik Buterin. He is a real person and has had an enormous impact on the world of cryptocurrencies, traditional finance, and programming, even while he was still a teenager. But let's start from the beginning. Vitalik Buterin was born in Russia in 1994. He lived there until 2000, when his parents decided to emigrate to Canada, which they did. They settled in Toronto, and it was already evident that Vitalik Buterin was an exceptionally gifted child, particularly in mathematics, computer science, and economics. In high school, he revealed his interest in programming, which led to his victory in the International Olympiad in Informatics in 2012. In 2011, a year before winning the Olympiad, Vitalik became interested in Bitcoin. It is known that his father told him about Bitcoin, and here's a hint for all parents. Right after this podcast, tell your children about Bitcoin. Given what Vitalik did after hearing about Bitcoin, imagine what your children could do if they learned about it. But let's go back to 2011, when Vitalik's interest in Bitcoin was immense. It consumed him entirely, and a testament to this is the fact that he co-founded Bitcoin magazine in 2011, which was the most important publication about cryptocurrencies at the time. In 2012, Vitalik decided to start his studies at the University of Waterloo. However, very quickly, in 2013, he dropped out. We don't know exactly why he left, but I think that's not as important. What I do want to highlight is a certain coincidence in the lives of great visionaries and entrepreneurs. Vitalik Buterin, Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, and many others did not finish their studies, yet they had a tremendous impact on the world. Don't get me wrong, I'm a big enthusiast of education, but I do notice these correlations. In 2013, Vitalik began working on Ethereum, the second blockchain, the second most important blockchain in the world, and the second most important cryptocurrency as of the recording of this podcast. These works began in 2013. Initially, Vitalik Buterin didn't want to create something entirely new. He wanted to modernize the Bitcoin protocol. Vitalik saw that Bitcoin was a very simple technology, enabling only basic transactions, simple exchanges of value, but he wanted to do more with Bitcoin. When he found no understanding among Bitcoin enthusiasts, he decided to create his own entirely separate project. The idea that guided Vitalik was to create a blockchain where decentralized applications and smart contracts could be developed. What are smart contracts? What are decentralized applications? We'll definitely talk about this in one of the upcoming episodes of Kanga University. In 2013, Vitalik released a manifesto describing how Ethereum should work. The entire programming world could read this manifesto. There, he described the idea of decentralized applications and smart contracts. According to our knowledge and what Vitalik later said, he expected the manifesto to be met with constructive criticism. By constructive criticism, I mean that experienced programmers would point out potential errors, shortcomings, threats, or bottlenecks they saw in the manifesto. But it turned out that the manifesto was received very positively. There were no words of criticism or feedback. Apparently, this did not please Vitalik, as he had hoped for criticism that would help him avoid potential problems using the experience of others. As I said, such criticism was not expressed. Moving on, in 2014, Vitalik made his first public appearance at a cryptocurrency conference in Miami. His presentation was so passionate that it received long applause. Cryptocurrency enthusiasts and Ethereum project supporters were convinced that they were witnessing another significant step into the future, and that was indeed the case. To fund the creation of Ethereum, Vitalik decided to conduct a fundraiser through an ICO in 2014, the same year as the Miami conference. ICO stands for Initial Coin Offering, and we'll talk a lot about that too. He raised 31,591 bitcoins, worth $18 million. 60 million ethers were sold on cryptocurrency exchanges for 30 cents each. The capital raised was used to fund the project. It was the first successful ICO in cryptocurrency history. As for other facts about Vitalik, it's worth mentioning that in 2018, he revealed that he never owned more than 1% of the total Ethereum supply. Also, in 2020, he announced that he had sold a significant portion of his ethers at a price of $700, although he never disclosed when exactly this took place. This was met with some criticism. In 2022, when Time decided to release its first decentralized magazine as an NFT token, we'll talk about what NFT tokens are at some point too. Time chose to feature Vitalik Buterin on the cover, which was undoubtedly a very good choice. Vitalik Buterin has been awarded numerous accolades. If you visit the Kanga University website and find the chapter dedicated to Vitalik, you'll see a list of these awards. It's also worth adding that he holds honorary doctorates from several universities, which you can also find in that section on our site, Kanga University. Lastly, it's worth mentioning an incident in 2017 when a fake news report claimed that Vitalik had died. Within 3.5 hours, the price of Ethereum dropped by 20%. Fortunately, Vitalik is alive and looks like he'll continue to surprise us for a long time. But the fact that the news of his death caused a 20% drop in the price of the second largest cryptocurrency in 3.5 hours shows just how important he is to the entire cryptocurrency ecosystem. Thank you for today, and I invite you to the next episode of Kanga University.